basketball at the University of Georgia. Devon from the University of Georgia as well. Probably one of the most experienced athletes in the field, and he gets a fair jump out there, and that looks solid.
At the trials, I remember being really nervous before the first event, and I remember walking over to Huffins and just telling him like I was feeling really nervous, and he was like, just focus on what you got to do. There's not 3 people out here that can beat you. You're ready, and nerves are good. My fate was kind of determined really after the javelin, but it felt like it after the pole vault, just because I knew I left so much on the table there. That was a hard pill to swallow. I felt the third position in my hands, and then it just kind of slipped away. I'm trying to, still cope with that and, move past it so that I can continue with my season. I have one more meet left, and then, end my season and just kind of refocus for next year and prepare for, what's to come in the future. The France meet it's not like a championship meet or anything. It's just kind of another international meet. I'm going to this meet in France in September to just kind of try to boost my chances as much as I can for the last opportunity of the season to do that. That's kind of what I'm focused on now, and just try to score as high as I can in that combined events challenge. I'm grateful for all the support that you guys have given me this year, everybody that kind of believed in my journey. It really gave me a lot of motivation this season to keep pushing past, the minor injuries that I had and just the difficulties that I faced this year. And going forward, whoever wants to continue to support me, they can support my own personal brand, Me vs. Me, at shopmbm.com. That's a brand that I've had since 2019, and it's been special to me not only because it's a way that people can support me, but just the message behind it. I would want to carry on regardless if I was selling clothes or not. So Me vs. Me just represents it represents a lot, to be honest. When I first came up with the brand, it mostly represented kind of the decathlon and, the meaning behind the decathlon, which is, you just kind of compete against your own personal bests from event to event, because that ultimately leads up to a really good score. If you go into a decathlon competing against, who's beside you, you might beat them in one event, but that wasn't a good time for you or wasn't a good mark for you, so it doesn't add up to a great score for you. Kind of, for me at least, evolved over time to kind of represent the battles that you face when you're going through things, kind of what I'm going through now, because right now I'm kind of beating myself up over, what happened in the past, but ultimately I'm gonna, move past it and just become, a better person from it. In the past, when things have kind of not gone as expected, I struggle to kind of get over it, because I know a lot of times like I'm super close to accomplishing whatever goal it is. But then, once I get back into training, like the sting of it is kind of gone. So then I can just kind of transform it into more motivation for, whatever the goal is for that season. I'm not quite there yet. Like right now, it still stings, it still haunts me, just because I know this was the closest I've ever been. But I know next year, once I get back to training and just focusing on the next goal, the next task at hand, it'll just be more fuel to fuel me to the World Championships next year, and then ultimately the next Olympic trials in 2028.